Yo, 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 yo. What's the deal, people? What's the deal? Level sound good. That is great. Yes. It's a rebranding, people. Man's all a Christmas trim. Man's looking fresh out here, people. Look like I'm ready for the reggae boys again now. All at freshers, feeling young, vibrant, ready for the Christmas, you know? But yes, people, we're back again, people. You don't know. We have a big, big weekend again of EPL action. We have all 20 teams in the building. So you don't know. We are forward out and we always do every week, people. We're gonna talk about the game them. Make sure so we know what's going out there in terms of the injuries, team news. You know, it hasn't been helping us lately. We've been having some poor scores all around, but we're back at it again, people. You don't know. We love the ball game, so we're gonna talk about it every week. As long as we have live people and we have breath, we're going forward and we're going to bring some content to you. You see me? So you don't know, all the people that we always are checking, we're big up from early. Red Skull, Game Birds, Float Management, big up on yourself. Yeah, man, we're back outside, people. You don't know. We had Carabao Cup this week. No, Game Birds, you're right on time, you know. We did start a little later today because we'd have some things I forward. You don't know, a Christmas week, so family there, visiting and thing, and you don't know, I forgive them time, and yeah, we do some last minute shopping and them thing there. So we say, yeah, I know at the time, people, we're gonna discuss the matches for the weekend, people. So you don't know, we'll get right into it without no long talking. So I want to big up the people, them. Yeah, man, Game Birds, you're up, you reach perfect time, brother. Just a reach. Yeah, man, everybody does a reach. Yeah, man. So also go get going right away with the games of the week. Of course, you know our style, people. Well, first and foremost, we're up on YouTube. So you don't know, you have to like the content first, and that's the first thing. That's like basically a ticket of entry. So when you forward into the building, please like the video. That's the first thing you have to do for me. Like the content, people. Like the content. If 100, 200, 300 are we there, suppose can get the same amount of likes. We know that's not really possible, but we try if it still. You don't know. Share the content as well, people. I know everybody will watch football in the day and on groups. We talk football and we talk, but you want to see that shift, you want to see that goal there. Yeah, man. If you're in those type of atmospheres, let them know. Let them know. So you find a channel where discuss the ball game the right way, analyze the thing. I don't know when I stuck up. We just have fun and full joy ourselves. And yeah, it's a good vibes. It's a good vibe. So let people know. And of course, if you're new to the channel, people, subscribe to the channel. You don't know, you want to turn on the bell notifications as well. So like Game Birds, and we'll jump online, you see it pop up on him device them, and him just click the video, and him there know all the reasoning. All right, people. So that's the three things we need for the like the video, share the content, and subscribe to the channel. And you don't know if you would like, you can always drop your comment in the form of a super chat. That also helps the channel. And of course, we have memberships on the channel. You can always join as well. That's another way to just basically, you know, put your investment into Jason Gooner TV. You know what I mean? Bless up, Cranky. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. I went through your community tab today and I voted for everything. Yes. And I did vote for myself. I did. Yes, I'll tell the truth. Not in every category, but the ones I thought I should win, I did vote for myself. But I'll have you know that every category I was in, I did not vote for myself. Because there were some I thought I did not deserve that one. But I did vote for myself a few times. Yes, I did. I can't lie. It's the God honest truth. But no, I went through and participated. So hopefully, I mean, you have a whole heap of subscribers. So hopefully, if even a tenth of them participate in that community tab, you'll have a nice, you know, true winner. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they do their voting. Yeah, man. Everybody who hasn't already, if you're subscribed to Cranky, go to his community tab. He has his award show coming up this weekend, and he's asking for, he wants to do it the fairest way possible. So please drop your votes on there, people. So some categories to go through on there. It's not too many. And you will enjoy all the questions. They're nice if you're a fan of football and reggae boys, reggae girls, and Jamaican football in general. So yeah, it's not something that was difficult. So go ahead and hop over to the community tab over there and do that. Bless up, Duke. Go on. No West Indies playing tonight to stress you out? I guess not. Up top, Corey. Big up yourself, bro. Every time. Foundation always show the channel some support. Yeah, man. Respect, Corey. All right, so let's do this. Let's get the team news up and gunning. So the first one was a big one. I don't know if you guys followed at all the Manchester City press conference today, but Pep was talking, and the big news from the press conference I thought was this that I'm about to show you now. Let's see. All right, so Pep Guardiola had this to say. Ruben Diaz will be out for 3 or 4 weeks. It's muscular. He played 75 minutes against United and felt something, but he's so strong and wanted to stay on the pitch. So maybe him being strong really did him in, because maybe if he came off right when he felt it, he could have, shortened the length of time of this injury. But looks like another 3 to 4 week sideline for Ruben Diaz. And the biggest, I would say, Manchester City fan of all the people that are here, CK also is a big City fan as well, so for big you up and big up to CK. Just became a member last week, so we greatly appreciate it. But the other big City fan that's been here since the day one of the channel, Hot Chili, always taking part in the predictions and everything. He was telling me that Ruben Diaz for him is one of the most important players, a true leader out there. And he was saying that at times this year, yes, they don't have Rodri and they have a lot of problems, but they were just lacking that leader, and Ruben Diaz being around would help. Now, of course, Diaz has played the last few games and it hasn't really changed the results, but you do see a bit more resolve in the team, moments where you see Diaz kind of talking to players, taking the game by the scruff of the neck type of thing. So he's going to be greatly missed. Now, on the positive side, we did hear that John Stones and Manu Akanji did train the last couple of days, so they could be getting some help on the defensive line. I think the problem for City right now is a lot of these players probably aren't quite ready, but due to the circumstances, Pep Guardiola is probably going to give these players right there, Let's say psychologists forget a break. All right. Makes sense, Duke. Makes sense. Believe me. That's a good question. Which team stress you out more, United or West Indies? I wonder. It's a good question to ask yourself. So what the psychologists have to say about United? Say Stones will catch flu halftime. Yes, Stones really solid when they forward to the injuries and things, man. I'm not telling a lie still. Mr. Brother way. I think that the last long stretch of time he's played was the last time when they won the Champions League. In that whole stretch of season there when he was converted to midfielder, it was like, yo, them get slapped pass. Yeah. West Indies get some serious slappings, brother, I tell you. But no, Stones, that to me, that was the last time I can remember him having a sustained run of games when he was converted to midfielder, that wicked season when they won the Champions League. He was really good that year for sure. Last year, he was kind of in and out of the team again for the most part, But Stones is a player that I think he's a good player. It's just, how good is he? You know what I mean? How much of him getting the ratings is a part of him being a part of this unit of Manchester City. It's very hard to tell. There are some players that play for City where when you see them outside of the City environment, they're kind of flattered to deceive. I think Stones is one of those, I don't think he ever plays for England and is one of the best defenders, you know what I'm saying? Even though he's a good defender, you can't go around that, but he doesn't really stand out for England. Even the last Euro, I thought Gahey was better than him on the back line. So it's a strange one. But we'll see. I mean, they're definitely gonna need to step it up. They have a big match, of course, heading to Villa Park. Tough place to get a result. So we shall see. We shall see when we get into that game what people think as well. Where's the City got dead game birds? Well, I will see him top tier, but we barely see him. It's like a long distance relationship. Yeah, I mean, look, and I think when he's on song and he's playing, arguably, yes. I don't think you can argue that he's not a top tier player. But I just feel like at some point that availability matters. And I just don't remember him ever having any sustained time playing. It's always something happening in between where you can't see him consistently doing his thing, So think that kind of take off some notches for me on him. But yeah, big news out of the City press conference. Definitely, I would say Diaz ruled out for 3 to 4 weeks, especially when you factor in all the other things they have going on already. The other news coming out that I think is newsworthy, noteworthy, is this news that came out of the press conference at Selhurst Park. Well, not Selhurst Park, but over Crystal Palace side, and that was Glasner saying that Ebre Eze is unavailable. He got a hit against Brighton on his foot. He played with quite a swollen foot at the Emirates and also got the next kick there. So he's not 100%. We need every player 100%, so it makes sense. We decided that he gets a rest and hopefully he'll be available for Bournemouth. So it doesn't look serious, but based on it being a foot injury, and of course he's saying, you have to kick the ball and it's painful, it's not that free in terms of movement, so probably could have pushed through it, but they want to just basically get him back to 100. So with the busy part of Christmas coming up, 3 games in 6 days, maybe this was just a bit too soon and they want to try to get him back to 100 before putting him back out there. So Eze will not feature against Arsenal at Selhurst Park. Of course, Arsenal did take on Crystal Palace at the Emirates in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, getting through that game 3-1. So actually 3-2. Sorry, Ketia scoring late to make it 3-2. So yeah, Eze ruled out. Hasn't really been firing in terms of goals and assists, but I do feel like with him not on the pitch, they're definitely down a moment of brilliance at any moment, because he can provide those moments from time to time, right? So that is that as far as Crystal Palace. The next news comes out of Manchester, the red side, and that is Mason Mount's injury update. So he said the coach said that he's showing real promise. Very sad in the dressing room. After that happened, ahead of Sunday's Premier League game, Amorim was asked about Mount. Several weeks, I don't know the exact date, but it's going to be for long. And that's it. It's part of football and you continue. What I can do is to help Mace, teach him to play our game when he's recovering, to try to use that time for him to think about different things. I think the worst part is that we don't have time to train like we should when you are recovering from a lot of injuries. With Mason Mount, we are going to help him. It is really hard for a player to be out for so long, and he's trying really hard. The same for me. If they try really hard, we will help until the end. So vote of confidence from the coach, but I'm sure Mason Mount is probably thinking, boy, I can't catch a break out there with these injuries. And the coach has spoken highly of him so far since he's been there, kind of singled him out as a true professional player. But definitely, those are just words at this point. Yeah, Chile, you miss the injury news from Manchester, the blue side, which I'm sure you don't mind missing. But tough luck on Diaz. I just mentioned you and say how you're always saying that that's really the leader in the team that you really want to see out there, and he's gone for another 3 to 4 weeks. So not the best news. Mason Mount being injured is not news. Him being fit would be bigger news. That's true, Duke. That's true. But I just feel like, I don't know, man. I always said that he's an overrated player. I thought that he's like a one-trick player. Like, if he doesn't get the ball in a certain area on the pitch, he's not effective. And I used to just say that. And then one time I saw like a TikTok video or something, and the guy was talking about Mason Mount and all his assists and goals and what area of the pitch they come from. And I was thinking, yo, how this guy, I was literally just talking to someone about this last week. How this man made this video today. But yeah, it was like proving like what I was saying was correct. If he doesn't get the ball in certain areas, he's just not effective at all. It's crazy. Bailey and Pinnock recovered as yet from their injuries. That's a good question, Float. I don't think Bailey. I think they have. Yeah, he's injured. Yeah, he's injured. CK said, "Believe no man. Don't give up." Actually, Bailey and Pinnock recovered. Good question. I will check on that in a minute. The next news though coming out of Anfield. This is some news on some players that Liverpool been missing lately. I saw Simicas playing in the Carabao Cup, so he's back. So that's good timing because, of course, Robertson will be out. And I was actually wondering who was going to play left back, but it looks like Simicas is back fit. But this was Slot talking. Of course, Tottenham will be visiting Anfield this week. Actually, sorry, Liverpool will be heading to London to play Tottenham this week. Slot had this to say. These are the two that are still in the red, so they don't train with us at the moment. They're on their way back, but they don't train with the team yet. And those two being Conor Bradley and Ibrahima Konate. Yeah, so basically, they don't really come back to the team until they're really ready to play. They try to take a more long-term approach with these injuries. Maybe players could have come back earlier, basically, but he's saying, they just wanted to make sure that the end of the rehab went strong before they put him back on the pitch. So Jota could have probably played a few weeks ago. They held him back just to make sure he was banging on all cylinders. And of course, about 10 minutes, 5 minutes onto the pitch for the first time, he scored again. So maybe that is something that they're doing well as far as the Liverpool trainers, making sure that players don't come back too early and re-injuring themselves. So yeah, Konate and Conor Bradley, you don't have to worry about them playing this week. If you're thinking about fantasy or anything like that, they won't be around for those. So the next one, let's see if there's any news. Okay, so there is some news out of Brentford. So let's see if we hear anything on Ethan. Well, so now I make no prediction this week. Boy, Eddie, to be honest, you did about 6 games. And yeah, it was going pretty bad for you. I think you were 1-5. So it was a good choice not to pick the rest of the games. You would have been donkey of the week more than likely. Bless up DJ Gigs. What go on? All right, so injury updates. And of course, Pinnock is named. So let's see what they're talking about. Mr. Frank, good manager over there, the Danish manager. So Pinnock, Vandenberg, and Norgard and Thiago all mentioned by the coach. So let's see what he had to say. All right, so the good news is that Christian is ready, and he will, of course, start on Saturday. I haven't named the team yet, but that's quite obvious. So basically, Norgard, once him fit, he's going to start. Seth got a minor groin injury. I think he'll be too quick for Saturday, but we'll see over the next 36 hours. It probably will be too quick, he says. Ethan, I don't know the full picture, but when it's a hamstring, it's never top. So it might be a longer one, but I don't know yet. So not much on Ethan there, but if it's a hamstring, more than likely it can't be so fast to start playing again. But let's see. He kind of left that one open. And then there's Thiago. He got a joint infection. That's very unlucky. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. Unfortunately, we will take care of that, but I don't know how long it will take. All right, so they have others out. Jensen, Nunes, Rico Henry been out forever. Aaron Hickey and Josh Da Silva all sidelines. Basically, Norgard was the only good news for them. And the coach sounds very cryptic about Ethan Pinnock's fitness for this one. So that one doesn't sound the best, though, based on it being a hamstring. So yeah, that's the latest on him float. Let me see if there's anything out of Villa camp. I might have to search for that. Looks like Udogie will return for the Liverpool game. Jed Spence been playing good in his absence. Porro got a rest. He played on the right. Then Udogie couldn't play in the Carabao Cup. Jed Spence played on the left and did well. So long spell out for Kenny Tete, and Fulham fans wouldn't like to hear that. He has basically wrestled that starting position away from the Belgian Castagne, who is a Belgian national player as well. That's a good battle there for that position. But Tete looked to be in the lead this season so far, starting the bulk of the games. But if you're Fulham, I guess if any position had to have something happen, right back isn't the worst, because they do have a very, very capable player there waiting to play, who probably would want to get more game time at this level anyway. So That's a spot where they had some decent cover for sure. But Kenny Tete having a really good season. Out right now, so that is not the best news there for Fulham. And then the other one I wanted to talk about was Enzo Maresca. There has been a sighting of a player that we don't really get to see much playing any football. And his name is Reece James. So Enzo Maresca. And I think this is newsworthy. Anytime Reece James might play a game. So let's see. João Felix is back after he played against Shamrock. Madueke is fit. Just came off at halftime. That was already planned in the Conference League. So Fofana and Badiashile both still out for a long period, he said. Better news regarding club captain Reece James. Tomorrow part of the session will be with him managed, then it's building the right condition with him. So basically he's not quite ready, but he's at least back training, which is big. So that's good news for Chelsea fans to know that at least he's back on the grass training, but still not quite ready. So that is the Chelsea news right there. I think other than that, let me just make a quick search there because I am curious about what Mr. Emery had to say about his injuries. Let's go to the site directly. All right, Villa prepare. Let's see, where is it at? Where the press conference? Like the video, people. Like the video. Team news for City clash. So Bailey's picture is there, so that means he must say something about Mr. Bailey. I soon get right to the comment section. Just want to get this last team news here. Float ask a valid question I'm the one to know the answer to as well. So team news for City clash. Leon Bailey and Tyrone Mings return for Saturday's visit. All right. Tyrone Mings and Leon Bailey tomorrow are in the squad, not Jacob Ramsey. So Mings and Bailey are available and fit. Whether they start will be another question. I think Bailey has a better chance to start. We have seen them playing Matty Cash in Bailey's role the last few weeks. So the coach not really relying on Jaden Philogene, who is the natural replacement. Has decided to put Matty Cash a bit out of position there. So let's see if he continues with Cash out there or he goes to, the player that he probably, more than likely you would expect him to play in that role, somebody like Leon Bailey. But with him just coming off of injury, maybe he just gets some game time off the bench. But we'll have to wait and see there. But the good news is he is fit. So one of the two sound like they're fit. Float. Thomas Frank was not as obvious in his answer. He was kind of being very coy about how he was giving away what he was thinking about Ethan Pinnock. All right, before we get into the fixtures for this week, let's just take a quick look at the comment section here. Let's see. Being donkey isn't all bad. Yeah, that's a little banter, I wonder how some players get injured so regularly, but some would say they got the best medical treatment and team. I think DJ Giggs, is just at the point now where there's so many games, bro, that I don't even think having the best medical can do much. I mean, players just don't really get the time to rest anymore, to be honest. City players have games like every 3 days and our squad small, so not even medical will help them. Yeah, it's deeper than just the medical, You need to make a call, Gooner, because they say design of the upgrade of the stadium made already. And I'll know we the public can't see it. So we can see what the stadium will look like. All right, Javari, I will try to see who is heading up that and try to figure out how we can get the plans them. Or, I would think that's something that they would want to market to the public, you know what I mean? Like what it's going to look like and all these things. But I don't know. Maybe them don't want to do that. For fear that them have to meet expectation but then can't reach, I don't know. But I will try to find out, Javari. All right, so let's get right into the picking of the games, people. The most fun part, right? So let's just get to the fixtures. And you know my style. We're going to show you the game, show you the team, show you where they are in the league right now, current form, recent news that we need to discuss. But this right here is a good matchup, people. Fifth taking on seventh, so two good sides in the table. As you can see, only separated by 2 points, plus 5 goal difference for Man City and Aston Villa, now dipping under the threshold of 0 goal difference at -1 after their 2-1 defeat last week. Of course, City falling to United in the Manchester derby, courtesy of 2 late goals, 2 second half goals, I should say, to take home that victory. But in last week's matchup, let's just take a look. And yeah, they were late goals. That's true. In last week's matchup, this is how City lined up. Ederson was back in goal. I remember talking before this show saying I think he's going to get back his place, and he did. Kyle Walker started again, had another eventful game. We'll just call it that. Ruben Diaz, we know, won't be there this week, so that will change. And they had a makeshift defender in Mateus Nunes out there because I believe Rico Lewis was serving a suspension from his yellow-red in the game before. So at least 2 of these names will change going into tomorrow. I doubt if Walker is removed, just because I don't know if the numbers are back there. Akanji and Stones just coming back. Of the 2 of them, I would more expect to see Akanji from the start, because he seems to play after injury. Stones always seems to come back slower in terms of starting. So I just have a feeling like it will be Akanji. But I think what is going to be interesting is, does he play Vardiol back in the middle again? Does he play Walker and Akanji, Rico Lewis and Vardiol on the fullbacks? Does he go to a back 3? I mean, there's a lot of things he could try right now. He's pretty much trying things at the moment. So we shall see. The midfielders look like this: Doku, Foden, Silva, Gundogan, and Kevin De Bruyne. And then up front, of course, Erling Haaland. So that was how they started. But like I said, we know that Diaz won't play. And I don't feel that Nunes will stay on the back line. So there's going to have to be some changes. We saw Kovacic now come on twice. Is this the time when he finally gets a start? That is the question. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts this one, to be honest. We've seen him try to just kind of get him back in with some second half appearances, but I think now is the time to try to, just give, Ilkay Gundogan a little bit of help in that midfield with a little more steel, somebody that just understands that deeper role a little bit more. Actually, I'm a bit surprised that we haven't seen more of O'Reilly or McAtee, just because earlier in the season when they were getting chances in the smaller competitions, they looked pretty decent. And when they got cameos off the bench, they did look good as well. So, just because he's tried everything else, I thought he might have gone to one of them just to see what he can bring. But he hasn't really done that. So I think tomorrow Kovacic gets back in the lineup. It's just going to be a matter of who is he sacrifice? Is it Gundo? More than likely to be Gundo. I don't see him dropping Bernardo Silva. I think he's going to try to continue to play Foden into some kind of form. And it'll be interesting to see if he starts Savinho or Doku or both. I think it'll be one of the two. So it'll be interesting to see who. I think Doku right now seems to be a bit ahead of him in the pecking order, just based on the recent games and stuff. So I think that probably will continue. But Man City definitely will have some choices. I think it's just a matter of how fit and ready are these players that are due to come back. Now, on the Aston Villa side of things, they took the lead in this game against Nottingham Forest, but did fall late. Very similar to actually Manchester City, giving up a goal late in the 80s, and then, of course, in injury time as well, giving up another one. So that's pretty much what happened to Manchester City. The only difference, this happened to Villa away from home, whereas City, it happened at home. And I think with Villa, they're one of those teams where you definitely see a difference in the results based on if they're at home or they're on away from home. So with them being at home and, City's recent form and some of the luck that they've been having with the injuries, I do kind of tip the scale a little bit towards Villa here, just because I think at home they are, a much more formidable opponent. Very, very tough to beat at home as well. I think the back line, we could see a change, but I doubt it. I think this will probably look like just about what the backline is. Could be a case where if Bailey is fit enough to start, Cash does go back to right back and Kanza can go back to centre back, and that would put Diego Carlos on the bench. That could happen. We have seen that he does like that Kanza Torres partnership when he does have the cover at right back and doesn't have to play Kanza over there. As I said, Cash has been playing advanced. I expect him to probably drop back into defense, and then Leon Bailey to start up there if he's fit enough to start. And I don't expect anything else to change. Since Kamara has been back, he has been basically playing over Andre Onana. I don't expect that to change. And Morgan Rogers, hasn't been as prolific as earlier in the season, but I still expect him to play as well. John McGinn just should start as well. And the big one, had to ask a question the week before this game, and I said, listen, if I'm the coach right now, I'm probably going to start Duran, and the coach listened to me, started him, he rewarded him with a goal. He did come off in the 74th minute for Watkins, but I do think that, does it continue? That is the question. Does he play Duran again from the start? He did reward him with that goal, as I said. Didn't really do much to not start. Was having a quiet game before the goal, but I think, when you're a striker, if you have a quiet game, the way how you, let the coach forget about that is by putting one in the back of the net, which he was able to do. So, again, I'll ask the question, people. Who would you start tomorrow? Watkins or Duran? That is the question. Yeah, that is the question. I'm going with the hot person, and that would have to be Duran right now, I think, to be honest. He's more on fire to me. Bailey favorite fixture, yeah. Last year, Leon got the goal in this fixture, the 1-0. Deflected shot, but a very good run before the shot as well. And that's that 1-0 that happened in December there. So yeah, right around the same time they played this fixture in December. Just a couple of weeks later this year. But will it be a repeat? You think Villa can take this 1-0 tomorrow? Villa have not been keeping many clean sheets, to be honest. I think Southampton is like one of their only clean sheets of the season, and that was 2 weeks ago at Villa Park. I don't think they keep a clean sheet again, so I don't think the scoreline can be the same, but I could see it being 2-1 Villa, to be honest. I just don't really trust Man City right now. I don't think they have confidence, and I think they're just giving up too many opportunities and openings, and I feel like Villa do have the people to punish you, especially an informed Duran. You don't want to be giving him too many chances, and I think if he starts, or even Ali Watkins, I think chances will come. So, I do like their chances in this fixture, and then of course the fans will smell blood as well. Not many times City's coming to your ground and you have this air of confidence, and that's really what most teams will feel right now, just based on them looking at least like they're a human team and not a bunch of aliens this season. So, a lot of spirit I think will be shown by Villa tomorrow. I think the fans will be more than up for it. As I said, when you look at where City is right now, it's like one of the best times to play them. So I think they will be ready. Need Bale if he starts, so Vardy can pocket him. Okay, thanks, Jason. Sound like Pinnock will be out for at least the rest of the year. Yeah, it's with these fixtures turning around so fast. I mean, Brentford plays tomorrow? Then I think they play on Boxing Day. Then I think they play again on the 29th. So yeah, it might be next year for real. But he wasn't that definitive, so I'm not sure. 2-1 Villa said float. Yeah, I'm leaning that way as well in a float, to be honest, leaning towards a wait name there. A 2-1 Villa win. I'm not certain yet. I kind of think it feeling dryish too. CK, I expect nothing less from you, bro. 3-1 to City. Hey, 3-1 City at Villa Park is like a turnaround type of result, Yeah, man. Kyle have to start again. Yeah, Kovacic back is good. I think he'll play. Walker post about him getting abused online like crazy. Yeah, I'm sure. Big up Pristine. Ever clean. Adine. How you mean? I didn't even have that ready. Just kind of came, When you have it, you have it. 2-1 Villa. Watch Pep drop the wingers and play Foden and Bernardo wide just to keep going on the pitch. Boy, CK, if him do that, I wouldn't rate that. You know, so late, the first match this man. He just missed the preview, basically. Actually, rate that take there. Say Pepper go pull a mad one. RR say City 3, Villa 1. RR, may I give you a column, you know? All right. So nobody tell me the City score and then run away, you know. Actually gone back at the well again. Man said 2-1 Villa for the reverse psychology. We say Bailey I get a goal, but them are gonna lose. Well, need him to get some confidence, man. He need a goal. RR say Watkins to him thing, you know. Duran, me say right now, brother. Him right now him more clinical. Watkins him will miss couple. Yeah, he will. Hot person. Yo, but no, yo. When we say it, and we say Duke, I go, why this, you know? I'm sure of that. The one that is going to miss the most chance. So they said that's who you're the start. Well, Duran off the bench to match Pep steam as he will add Doku. Yeah, he might start Doku tomorrow, though. You never know. 3-1 Villa. A lot of people going with the villains. Corey MBA said no. Said 3-0. Boy, if City do that, I rate them. 2-all. Yeah, you know, said Duke. Actually, I agree with you, you know. I agree with Duke Star. Think of Desmond written all over that game. Because Villa not really convincing defensively either, even at home. Yeah, so I'm gonna say Desmond. So either we're gonna do well that game there, or we just not go. I think nobody else went for a draw so far. Where Red Skull there? Cause Red Skull always give me some score line make me wonder, Jano. Alright, so that is basically the team news and the build-up for the City Villa game. This one is gonna be tough, you know. It's basically split. We have like about 3 Villa pick, 3 City pick, and 2 draw. So yeah, anything can play in this fixture. I expect this one to have a lot of this one should split opinion a lot still. I don't think this is so easy to call based on all the variables, you know. City's current form, Villa at home. Yeah, it's just a lot of things to think about. The next game, though, people, there's gonna be, I think, 3 fixtures at 10 o'clock. The first one we're going to talk about is Brentford and Nottingham Forest. So Brentford last week lost 2-1 to Chelsea. Late goal there. I think Mbeumo got that goal late to make it 2-1, make it respectable. And they did try for that equalizer, but just couldn't quite get there to get over the line to get it. Nottingham Forest had a big result over Aston Villa, which we just talked about. 2 late goals in that fixture, Milenkovic and Elanga in injury time, putting them up into the top 4, jumping over Manchester City, getting to 28 points, plus 2, both of these teams in goal difference, but Brentford separated by 5 points. And those measly 5 points are the difference from 4th to 11th. So that just goes to show right there in that part of the table, it's very, very, very tight. A lot of teams, you know, 1-2 victories away from, you know, looking at Europe right there. So it's crazy how much teams are bunched up right now in that area. But this is how Brentford lined up last week when they faced Chelsea away from home. Now, typically, Thomas Frank kind of rotates between 2 systems, 3 at the back. Sometimes he plays the 4 at the back. He has the 3 at the back, typically again away from home, against, you know, some of the more potent attacking teams. 2 of these 3 players that started last week back there are big doubts for this game, though. Ethan Pinnock and Sepp Vandenberg. Vandenberg pretty much ruled out, saying it's too soon. Pinnock didn't really say he was ruled out, but you know, if you read between the lines, it looks like he will be out. So that's big misses there. I think the fact that they are playing Forest at home, they might change back to a back 4, especially with some of the injuries that they do have. Ben Mee, who hasn't been playing much, that could come in and partner Nathan Collins in a back 4, and then play, you know, you have the option of Ayer, Rorslev, a couple options that you can play at fullback. Midfield, what they went with, Christian Norgard should be back fit based on what the coach was saying. Last week he went with Yarmouk in the midfield, Damsgaard as well, Keane Lewis Potter basically playing on that left-hand side and Roslev playing on that right-hand side as wing backs basically. He could go back to the wing back system, but again, I just feel like with the injuries that they're suffering right now, 2 of the 3 centre backs out, he might just switch to a back 4 just to have at least some coverage on the bench in the centre back. But let's see what he goes with. I mean, Thomas Frank is definitely a tactician. He might see something in the Forest setup that suggests he goes one way or the other. But I just feel like at home, this team is going to score goals. That's what they have been doing. Forest has been pretty stingy, but I just feel like they have a different kind of energy and a different level of chance creation at home. So Wissa and Mbeumo, I think, will carry a threat. Damsgaard has been good of late, especially providing good passing, good assists and everything. I think that will continue. I would love to see him give Sade a start though, just because I feel like when he does get game time, he tends to produce. So let's see if he goes more with a two-winger system, Sade and Mbeumo, and then Wissa through the middle, or he kind of continues with this two-striker role. But let's see what he goes with. I think he has options up front, but the interesting one is going to see what he does, knowing that he has 2 of his more favored centre-backs out. How does that affect how he wants to play? Now, on the Forest side of things, people, this was a big result for them, as I said. Got them into the top 4. So it really meant a lot after a couple of, decent results, but not the best in the weeks leading up to this fixture. This got them right back in contention for, those main European places with that big win over another team that has the same aspirations as them. Always good to do that. The back 4, Alex Moreno has been kind of nursing an injury, hasn't really gotten all the way back yet. Actually, no, I'm sorry. He was ineligible to play last week due to playing Aston Villa. I forgot he's on loan. So he should be back. Nico Williams started in his place and did well, actually. So maybe the coach has a selection issue there. But typically, he plays the back 4 with Alex Moreno. So I think that will probably go back to that. Midfielders, this is what he went with last week. I think Yates, similar to Norgard with Brentford, if he's fit, he's going to start in there. Just offers them too much on both sides of the ball. Just a workman-like midfielder with good technique as well. Can strike a shot from outside of the box as well. Elanga came off the bench last time and had a spark. Does that earn him a starting place? We'll have to just wait and see. He's lately been kind of playing one of the two, and the other one is maybe a little more prone to kind of tucking in and making an extra man in midfield. So I haven't really seen the Hudson-Odoi Elanga wing tandem in a while. He hasn't really been doing that lately. So it looks like a one or the other thing. But maybe against Brentford, he has something different up his sleeve. But options there for Nottingham Forest. Jota Silva got a start the other day. He's back to the bench now. And like I said, Elanga or Hudson-Odoi or both. That is the question mainly to try to figure out with the coach Nuno. But as you can see, their last 5 fixtures for both teams, Brentford has 2 losses, 2 wins and 1 draw. On the other side for Forest, they have 2 victories in a row over United and Villa, so 2 good wins. Lost 3-0 to City, beat Ipswich, and lost 3-0 to Nottingham Forest. So lost to last year's champions and runners-up 3-0, and has 3 victories to go along with the 2 losses in their last 5. So kind of similar form leading in. I would say Forest has taken up a few bigger scalps than Brentford, but I will say this: at home, Brentford has been, pretty much, very, very difficult to stop. So they're going to score 3-4 goals at home. The question is, can Forest do the same to keep up, or does Forest, stingy defense, do the trick again? I feel like something will give, and I think that thing to give will be Brentford breaching this back line and getting some goals. But with Brentford having their own issues in front of goal defending with their main team, with a couple of players out of the team, I think Forest will be able to get at them as well. So I'm going to give the slight edge to Brentford, and I'm going to say the home cooking does it over the time. So I don't think they get quite to the 4, but I'm going to say 3-2 Brentford to win this one 3-2. A big scalp for Brentford. Haaland battery fully charged. Finally get a full week off. Well, let's see. Forest 2-1 say RR. So RR say Forest is a top 4 team. So, you know, I don't mind the 2-all in a CK. I was almost going to go 2-all. So actually going with my 3-2 for Brentford. Yeah, man. Brentford are going to score a goal, man. 2-all say pristine, ever clean. Float say 3-2. Brentford as well. Yeah, man. So the whole of we say that. Because Game Birds drop a 3-2 as well. And Duke said 2-1 to Forest. Red Skull there. Red Skull, they drop a comment earlier, you know. I'm not see him again though. Must get caught up out there in the streets. But I say, you need the Brentford win, don't you? You have to start look on the team them around you. Nottingham Forest are your nearest rival. It makes sense. I know it's, you know, kind of difficult to accept that, but it is the reality. All right, so that is that fixture, people. So the next 10 o'clock fixture, people, I jump right in it. The next 10 o'clock fixture is Ipswich and Newcastle from Portman Road. So this is 12th taking on 18th. But as I said earlier, 23 points. You know, if they get these 3 points, they'll be right there in and amongst that top 4, top 5, top 6. So Newcastle hoping that they can get the job done at Portman Road. Portman Road has proven to be a difficult place. You know, Man U came and got a draw. Crystal Palace eked out a 1-0. Bournemouth had to fight to get that 2-1. And Ipswich last week, you know, basically, you know, firing Gary O'Neill after getting beaten 2-1 at home by Ipswich. So lost his job there. Can't really take much from the last time these two teams met in the league, which was 23 years ago, December 2001 and March 2002. Newcastle won this fixture 1-0 23 years ago. But let's see how it goes tomorrow. Their last 5, Newcastle, as you can see, they had a really bad loss at home to West Ham. They drew at Selhurst Park with Crystal Palace 1-1. Had a good point against Liverpool when they equalized late. Went to Brentford, lost 4-2, and then bounced back last week, beating Leicester 4-0 at home, giving Rude a big loss, one of his first big losses as the manager of Leicester. Then if you look at Ipswich now, I just said, you know, 1-1 with United, lost 1-0 at Forest, lost 1-0 at home to Palace, lost 2-1 at home to Bournemouth, and then got a big 3 points last week against fellow relegation-threatened Wolves. And of course, Gary O'Neill lost his job right after that. So that is basically what's going on with them. Let's take a look at Ipswich team last week. You know, they pretty much, if everybody's fit, it's going to look very similar. Murch always starts. Leif Davis always starts at left back. Dara O'Shea can play right back or centre back, but has been playing centre back lately. Him and Cameron Burgess has been starting. And then the right back is where they've had to be making changes. Twanzebe, who normally starts, has been out for a good little while now. So Harry Clark started last week. Morsi starts in that midfield as the captain pretty much every week. Cahuste sometimes switches out with Jack Taylor. Calvin Phillips, when he was fit, used to get games. But it's going to be Sam Morsi and someone. And then Omar and some other people up front. Omari and Delap seem to always start if they're fit. Connor Chaplin has started the last few in a row. Westburn started the last one, but that could have easily been, you know, Jack Clark starting, Nathan Brownhead. You know, there's options up there as well. We've seen Ben Johnson play right back sometimes as well. So they have some options to maybe rotate a bit, but they had no game this week, so it should be well rested. So the coach should have his full complement of players. And then you have Newcastle, of course, dropping that 4-0. Jacob Murphy has been on fire lately, coming up with a lot of goals and assists. in the most recent games. Back four pretty settled right now. Trippier did come on for Livermore last game, but he's really been, sidelined due to Livermore's good play. Lewis Hall really doing well. Big money signing for them, but he's definitely proved to be a decent buy. Recent England call up as well. And then this is the midfield, I think, that is the strongest for Newcastle. Joelinton, Tonali, and Guimaraes. They started last week. If they got to training this week well, and they did have Carabao Cup game, but we'll have to see if they keep that going. And then I think this front three, based on form, will continue to play. Of course, Harvey Barnes waiting in the wings, but I just think Jacob Murphy's, you can't really drop him at this point. He's producing. There's really no need to make that switch. So I think the front three stays the same. I think the back four stays the same. That midfield is where you might see a bit of freshening up. You don't want to overwork the players. So could see the likes of a Joe Willock starting, or a Sean Longstaff taking the place of one of those midfielders just to keep it fresh. But other than that, I think they're pretty settled, and you'll probably see very similar to that 11. Now, Ipswich at Portman Road has been tough, but I do think that Newcastle, maybe they're just catching them at not the best time. Ipswich, though, kudos to them. They've been in games a lot, kept games close, hasn't really gotten many drubbings yet this year. And I don't think they'll get a drubbing tomorrow, but I do think they will lose the game. I'm going to say Newcastle take this one 2-1. I think it will be close, but I think Newcastle in the end will get the result. So 2-1, I'm going to say. Let's see what the folks think in the comment section. When Forest hit Liverpool, people think it was flups. Yeah, I was asking a few weeks back, how realistic is it to think that this team can actually play for Europe, And yeah, I mean, they have all the things that you would need. They have a strong defense. Matt Sells giving them some good keeper play, and they have a manager that is pragmatic, and they don't really need much to score. They have Chris Wood, who pretty deadly in front of goal, and I think they have just enough threats in transition that they can play that counter-attacking game that Nuno like to play. So yeah, I mean, they have it. They're not bad at all. 4-1 to RR to Newcastle. Yeah, I think it was gonna be I was gonna say 3-1, but I'm gonna stick with the 2-1. 3-1 Newcastle, say pristine. 5-2 Magpies. 3-0 Newcastle, say float. Yeah, this is when you need Red Skull in the building, cause I would have say all of them then say, yo, 2-1 Ipswich, Actually, say 3-1 as well to the Magpies. 2-1 Castle, say Game Bird. And Duke said 2-1 Castle as well. All right, cool. All right, so that is it for the Ipswich Newcastle game. Now, the last fixture at 10 o'clock on Saturday is going to be West Ham and Brighton. So these two teams separated by 5 points and 5 places. So 9th place Brighton, a couple of weeks back, they were all the way up to 4th. After their recent results, they have fallen down in their last 4 games. They have only been able to muster 2 points after a win against Bournemouth. And then West Ham, they have a draw against Bournemouth. Good result for them. Beat Wolves 2-1. Lost away to Leicester 3-1. Lost at home to Arsenal 5-2. And a very good result. Probably one of the better results of the season for them. Maybe the best was that 2-0 win over Newcastle at St. James's Park. Last season, West Ham won away from home and drew 0-0 at home in January. They'll be looking to do better than just getting the point. This time around, I think Brighton is kind of running into their first kind of uneven patch of the season. They started out, as I said, really well. New manager looking like he was just accustomed to the Premier League right away. But, he's kind of hit a bit of a wall lately with the points. And, poor result against Southampton, 1-1. 3-1 at the Cottage, not the worst result in the world, because Fulham is tough to beat, but on the day they were very poor. Then another result for them if they have aspirations to make Europe. 2-2 at Leicester, not the best result. And then, of course, again at home, not the best performance. Crystal Palace giving them 3-1 the last time. So, they're kind of trending in the wrong direction currently. But the thing is, West Ham isn't really trending anywhere. I think Kudus' return helps. Of course, they're long term without, Mikel Antonio. I've seen Bowen playing as a basically number 9 in the last few weeks. They still have Fulkrug. I think he did come on in the last game. I think that was his second or third straight sub appearance. So, is he ever going to get a chance to start? I think this would be a good week maybe to do it. But let's see if he just wants to keep on taking his time and making sure they don't have anything reoccur as far as his injuries are concerned. But that basically is how West Ham looked last week. Then you have their opponent, which is Brighton. And like I said, Brighton is definitely trending in the wrong direction currently. But this is how they started. How much of it is Welbeck being out? I mean, we saw João Pedro play as a striker last week, but really and truly, you could tell he doesn't want to be there. He wants to move and just play everywhere. Ruta at times would get more advanced of him, but I think he also wants to play everywhere and not striker. So, Evan Ferguson must really be training poorly if he can't get into this team when Danny Welbeck ain't playing. But he came on, didn't start. And I think, he's a manager that definitely utilizes his team. So he's a lot harder to predict his lineups, I think, this manager. But Lewis Dunk, I knew when he was coming back, I said, listen, Brighton need to realize that, yes, he's the club captain. Yes, he's the most experienced, but he's just not anymore one of the 2 best defenders. I'll keep saying it. This brother Igor Julio needs to be starting. So does Van Heck. I would not start Lewis Dunk. I know people probably disagree with me, but I'm telling you, people, unless you're playing a back 3, I don't see Lewis Dunk playing. But he'll probably stick with Dunk. I saw him kind of a couple of weeks ago. He pulled Van Heck early. Maybe he's leaning towards giving Julio a chance over Van Heck and just playing him with Dunk. I don't know. But yeah, I think he needs to sort out the center back area. And he needs to figure out, what he wants to do with the fullbacks. Because I think he had a better balance before when he had Veltman playing one side and Estupian or Kadioglu on the other. They could always shift into the back 3 when one pushed up. But lately, he's been playing 2 more attacking fullbacks, and I think that's really been exposing the team. If you look at this game, he took Lamptey off at halftime, trying to get it restarted. But all he did was change the shape, put Encisa further up the park, went to a back 3, and just call it a day there. So yeah, I mean, I think the coach still trying to figure everything out. But if I were him, I would definitely play one that sits a bit more, because I do think that they're susceptible to the counter, especially when it's Duncan and Van Heck. I think Julio is a little more athletic, so maybe they can take a few more chances. But yeah, Duncan's lost a step. I mean, there was evidence last week when Sarr just kind of run past him, bought the ball, and he couldn't do anything about it. So yeah, this game right here, people, I would say it's gonna come down to, I think Kudus finally do something since coming back off his suspension. And I just think Brighton is reeling right now, So, but I still don't trust West Ham to win the game. So I'm gonna say this is gonna be another Desmond 2-2. I'm gonna say 2-2 because I don't trust West Ham to get 3 points, and I don't trust Brighton to go there and win. So I'm gonna say 2-2. All right, just a forward. Big up, Skull. I'm have your right team. So 4-1 Newcastle. Whoa. Corey said Castle 2-0, Brentford Forest 2-2. All right, got you. Skull said Villa 2-1 and Forest 3-2. All right. CK said Brighton 3-1. I mean, I trust Brighton right now, brother. They don't look good at all. Actually, I really wanted to say West Ham going to win, but I just don't trust them. Corey say 1-1. RR say 2-2. Like that score. Float say 1-1. I like that one too. I just feel like it's going to draw. Duke said Brighton 3-0. So Duke said Brighton is bouncing back this week. 2-2 game birds. All right. 1-1. Yeah, man, I feel a draw on this one for real. Red Skull say 1-1 as well. Yeah, so people are say the draw like me. All right, so the last fixture of Saturday will be a rematch of one of the midweek Carabao Cup quarterfinals, and that is, but this time Arsenal will be traveling to South London to take on Crystal Palace. So from north to south, not the longest commute in the world, but these teams are 12 places separate them. Third place Arsenal, 30 points, and 15th place Crystal Palace and 16 points. Now the sad part about this game, people, is I can get 3 points and can't move. So I cannot get to second place. I have a 4-point advantage. Of course, we're 6 behind the leaders, Liverpool. But regardless of all that, right now Arsenal just need to focus on themselves. We're able to do the double last year over this team, but it was a much tougher victory for us away from home all the way back in August last year. 1-0 we won that day. Of course, we're coming off the back of a terrible result for Arsenal, especially when you factor in the context of the game. Title challenging, Liverpool had dropped points already. Yeah, terrible. I think we'll look back at this fixture in particular, not so much the 1-1 against Fulham. I think that's a result that, over the course of a season, you might get a draw here or there against teams that are, well drilled and play as well as Fulham did defensively that day. But the Arsenal-Everton game, bro, I'm telling you, that was like, I mean, we've lost games this season, and that was probably my low point this season so far. Like, I was very, very just displeased that could go down like that, Crystal Palace definitely turning a corner under the manager of late. Got a good draw at Villa Park. Held Newcastle at home to a 1-1. Beat Ipswich away at a tough Portman Road. Got the 2-2 draw against City, and of course the big scalp of the last 5, that 3-1 win at Brighton last week. I think Ismail Assar has been a revelation for them lately. A very, very different style of player to Michael Elise, but definitely, I think Glasner has figured out a structure and a way to get the most out of him, not really sticking him out on the wing per se, but giving him more chances to run a little more centrally and go even beyond Mateta, who is very good at holding up the play and playing players through. So yeah, I just think Glasner finding a way to, get his best talent out there was very important. I think Nketiah looked lively in the Carabao Cup when he came on, got a goal. And I know Eze is out, sometimes he's been playing what's his name, Eddie, in that role, just in behind the striker. But I feel like Kamara will take the place of Eze in this one. I think he the coach knows him from his time, his previous jobs, and definitely brought him in this off season. So I think Kamara will probably take the role of Eze this go around, and we'll probably see pretty much as long as everybody came through fit this same lineup. I mean, this is their kind of go-to lineup right now, so I don't expect that to change much this weekend. So I think Dean Henderson will be relied upon heavily. If he has a good game, he definitely have a chance. Now, Arsenal, on the other hand, a lot of talking points as far as the squad is concerned. We heard some good news that Calafiori is available this day. So that is one thing we heard from the manager. So we could see the return of Calafiori from the start. I think with Tierney's return in the Carabao Cup and Miles Lewis-Skelly putting in some good performances, I don't think it's as important that Calafiori gets the start right away. We do have plenty of games. We have I think we play the day after Boxing Day, which is the Friday. And then I think we play again on the 30th. So, a lot of games coming up thick and fast. So we have to be mindful of that. I think in midfield, we saw him, rest a lot of the players for the Carabao Cup. Kai Havertz benched, so did Gabriel Martinelli, so did Saka, even though he came on in the second half. Rice didn't play at all in the Carabao Cup. Marino played the full 90 in the Carabao Cup, so I don't know if he'll retain his place or not. Odegaard, did he start? No, he came on at halftime. Odegaard did, so he rested, probably with an eye to start in this game. And the good thing as well, did Timber play? Timber did play, I can't remember start. Did Timber play this week? Pretty sure he played this week. Let me see. Pretty sure Timber played, guys. I want to say when Skelly came, he went to left back. Let me see. Arsenal Palace Street though. Okay, no, he didn't start. He came on at halftime. No, Timber never played at all. Perfect. All right, so Timber rested. So Timber played centre back. That's right. Timber played centre back and then went to right back after halftime when Saliba came on. That's right, because we're losing and the man just say, yo, we're not take no check. Bring on the cavalry, Yeah, so that's how that went. So yeah, Timber, I mean, he's playing a lot of minutes lately, I don't have much cover. I guess Partey could start again at right back, but man, I don't want him to do that again. I know Georgie played the last game, so he probably ain't gonna start this time. Yeah, so I think Partey actually will move back to midfield. Yeah, Partey will move back to midfield, probably with Rice and Odegaard. Then it will be Timber right back, Saliba, Gabriel, and it will be interesting. Does he start Tierney in the league for the first time in a while? Does he start Miles Lewis Skelly? I would be leaning towards Skelly more than likely. And then, the forward line, I think the big talking point is, Kai hasn't really scored in a while. Jesus obviously is a streaky player. He's been on a dead streak forever. Got a hat-trick in the Carabao Cup. I mean, do you just start him in this game just because he had the hat-trick? Me personally, I'm starting Jesus again, personally. I mean, how do you bench a player that just got a hat-trick? You know what I'm saying? So that could happen. What could happen is he plays Partey at right back just so Timber doesn't get overworked, and then plays Rice in midfield with Havertz and Odegaard, and plays Jesus up front. That could happen, So that it's gonna be interesting, people. I think right now is when Arteta really needs to be smart in this little period right here. We have a squad, utilize the squad to the best of your ability, try to keep players as fresh as possible. We don't need any more injuries right now going through this period. So a lot of decisions for Arteta to make, and that's one thing that most Arsenal fans sometimes worry about with Arteta. Is he gonna make the right calls when it comes to personnel and all these things? But for me, Arsenal, it's tough to beat a team twice in 1 week, but I think we will do it. I think if you look at the game, that goal is never given away if it's Gabriel and Saliba starting. Mateta ain't just gonna bully none of them guys like that how he bullied Kivior. Yeah, and I think Arsenal does keep the clean sheet as well. I don't think Palace gets a goal in this one. So I'm gonna say a nice professional 2-0 to the Arsenal away from home. 2-0. Yes, sir. Where's that Brighton? I right the ship? Boy, I mean, I'm sure in a Nick. But I'll go with what you're saying. Yeah, you missed the first three, so I'm sure you can figure out where you miss. But 2-1 to Brighton. All right, I have you down for the 2-1 for Brighton, Nick. Big up yourself. Soon forward to your ends, 4-1 gonna say Red Skull. Yeah, man, I love them scoreline there. 1 Red Skull. 2-1 gonna say Float. Pristine agree with the 2-1. Feel like we're gonna clean sheet them, man. 2-0 Corey. That sound like the shot, Corey. That sound like the shot. 2-1. Arsenal said Chile. Jesus start I would start Jesus too, man. And I wouldn't even start Havertz in midfield, but I think the coach gonna do that because he loves Havertz. So CK is not having it. Man say 1-0 Palace. Yeah, man, that nil all they piss me off, brother. Yeah, I would start him Chile, honestly. Yeah, man, them say Christmas come early, you know, Jesus. No, me say the next one. Me say a hilarious one. You remember the rainbow, the Y band where them have the Premier League captain them aware? So they did know say gay he write I love Jesus above it just for sure, like him, you know. Say him not really want to wear it, but him just write that message just to make people know say yo a Jesus theme thing there. The man them say him love Jesus so much, he make him score a trick. Yo, I'm dead when I see that one the star. A 10 game we have in a January box cover. 2-1 Palace. Jano game birds. Man want the whole of my Saturday mash up. 3-all RR says a madness. We can't concede no 3 goal. You're mad. Let's him through because he's a French brother. Yeah, but Saliba never play in the team with him at Olympics. So I'm not and I'm brother like that. 3-1 Arsenal. All right, Duke. That sound unbiased. Who said Jesus dead? I lie them I tell man rising one day with 3 presents for Christmas. Yeah, man. CK is a huge City fan, float. Huge City fan. Actually, I did it laugh. 2-all Nick. Chano star. Real Liverpool fan, you know. This man said we're gonna draw with all dirty Palace. We're dominate them, brother. You know, so we think turn up when the ball of them arrive on the pitch. I remember, you know, we kind of rested people, you know. They played their full strength team midweek and have a forward again now. So let's see how they handle this type of week, you know, because they're not their squad ain't used to that. So I think that gonna hurt them more than us, to be honest. That's why I give us the edge. I feel like we'll keep a clean sheet too. We're not go down 1-0 like that one day. It might be a slow start, but I don't even think so. I feel like we'll get an early goal and just kind of have a professional performance, get another goal at some point down the road and just kind of play like a nice, calm, easy one, you know? Javari want to know about the passport them for Ramsey and Matt Neal. We can't get them. Well, I think for those players like Matt Neal might be a little bit more based on what I've seen, like his interaction with other players that in the team already and like him commenting and liking stuff. I mean, he seems a bit closer to it, but I think for both of them, they're still pipe dreams, like just players that we would love to get if we could. But I don't know of anything concrete that they're like looking about it or anything like that. I don't know that. No, I don't know that. I think Ramsey still have aspirations and thoughts that he can get into England's team. I think McNeil knows that he's good enough too, but at the same time, he might be thinking to himself, you know, maybe I'll never get in because I haven't gotten called yet. And he's been playing really well for like the last, I would say, 2 seasons now. You know what I'm saying? Overconfident can hurt, you know. Yeah, that's true. But I think because of where we are in the league right now, I don't think we'll have that overconfidence thing because we know it's we can't really drop points. You know what I mean? So I don't think it'll be an overconfidence thing. No, we can just go and play bad. That can happen, but I just don't think that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Liverpool are worry. Hope Spursy places. Yeah. Well, Spurs is the type of team, you know. Them will have that game won and then let Liverpool draw it or some foolishness, you know. So until that game done, just know say some late drama going to happen in that game. Believe me. Because if Liverpool down and need goals, I'm going to pressure. And Spurs probably just give away one. Because Fraser Forster is in a giving mood. Believe me, I'm sure a lot of you watched that Carabao Cup match with Spurs and United. What a mad piece of game. Crazy. Yeah, man, I don't think we got overconfident, man. We draw so much game already and the 6 point behind, and we can't have overconfidence. You mad? It don't make no sense. I mean, I guess it's possible, but I just don't see it. All right, Everton, Chelsea. So we are finally at this stage, people. Me as an Arsenal fan is now saying, all right, Everton, get some points off of Chelsea now. Yes, people, Chelsea is on probably the informed team in the Premier League right now. They have 5 wins on the trot currently. I think when you factor in all competitions, it's like 8 or 9 in a row or something like that. So definitely unformed Chelsea. For me, the biggest issue that I've always had with this team, looking at it, I never had any issues with their attack and their midfield, but I just felt like their defense would not hold up enough. But they have been doing pretty well. I mean, conceding 3 goals against Tottenham, but other than that, 1 goal or less in their last 5 conceded. So that's very good for them. 1 clean sheet in the mix against Villa. Everton, though, it's like they either don't give up any goals or they give up 4. I don't understand. It's crazy that they got 4 from United, but other than that, 4 of their last 5 games have been clean sheets against good offensive teams too. Arsenal, Brentford, West Ham maybe not the best offensive team, but they kept them to a clean sheet, and they kept Wolves to a clean sheet at home as well. And even though Wolves is very low in the table, they usually score goals in their matches. So, you have to give their defense some credit at this point. They have definitely cleaned up their act. I think some people coming back from injury has helped. I think Branthwaite getting back to full, almost 100% now recovery in terms of just getting back in a groove has helped a lot. They are without Dwight McNeil currently, but I'm not sure if he'll be back so soon or not. But they have been getting a tune out of the players that have been playing. NDI, very good player. Harrison, definitely going to put in the work at all times. I think Broja looked like he could potentially offer something for them. So maybe he's fit enough to get a start. Really no reason to sit him on the bench for Calvert-Lewin. But yeah, Everton, what you're going to get. Sean Dyche ball, very, very organized, difficult to break down, good on set pieces, both attacking and defending. So yeah, the Sean Dyche blueprint is in place, and Everton is looking like, just like every other season, they're gonna do just enough to stay in the Premier League. You know what I mean? But for this particular fixture, I think Chelsea, for once this season, get frustrated a bit. I think they concede from a set piece. Yeah, I think Chelsea drop points. 1-1. 1-1. It's a 2 shit team. We talk about the cup. Spurs only mean when they go to City. 4-1 Parma FC. We say cool, too much cool. Red Skull gone even further. Man said 3-1. Man, nah, go so far. Don't feel like them gonna drop points. Actually said 3-0. Nah, man, them not keep no clean sheet. Yeah, Pickford probably make about 8 save, for real, 4-0 Blues. My gosh. Float say to the soil, say next 4 of them I concede. 2-0 to the Chelsea. Watch Everton concede enough and have a defensive masterclass next week. I must City them I play next week. Chelsea 3-1, Chelsea 2-0. So everybody like Chelsea. All right, sir. Well, most like Chelsea. Red Skull say Everton all the way. Can always trust Skull for give me at least 2 of them. Say, yo, Skull now play. Pristine, RR, Corey. And Nick, drop your score them for the first 3. Aston Villa, City, Brentford, Forest, Ipswich, Newcastle. Let me know how them they go. But yeah, this should be a good one, man. I think Everton definitely getting stingier by the week defensively, but let's see. Palmer ice are melting Everton. Yard. Water him ton. Jano. So some sun are gonna break out in a Merseyside in the middle of December there. By Red Skull. Hope you're right, boss. Hope you're right. But yeah, second playing 16th, Everton, not quite out, way out of the relegation, but you know, at least they have a 3-point cushion there, and the goal difference getting better with that 4-0 win over Wolves. So only -7 now. They're a little better than a lot of those people around them. So they have that extra in the tank as well. But you know, some of you think that Chelsea's about to make that goal difference look away. So let's see. Let's see. I'm going for the draw. A bit of an upset result there, but just think Everton for some reason just finding points right now. I think they're gonna find one tomorrow too. All right. So Fulham and Southampton is the next game. This game will be at 9. There's actually 4 games at 9 o'clock. So yeah, if hopefully, you know, if your favorite team is playing, then you're gonna miss out on some other action. But 8th playing 20th in this one. Southampton under the tutelage of a new boss this week. They did part ways with their manager. Fulham on 24 points in 8th place. Drew with Liverpool last week. 10-man Liverpool at that. Drew with Arsenal the week before that. So 2 good results and beat Brighton. So drew with Spurs, you know, and then, you know, in true Premier League mad fashion, Wolves went to Craven Cottage and gave them 4-1. So, you know, I don't know what to make of that one. Last week, Southampton got 5-0 in the first half. And that was the end of the score at the end of the game, but the game was already done. Lost 1-0 to Villa, lost 5-1 to Chelsea. 1-0 with Brighton, good result. And then, you know, one of their best games I thought they played all season was that 3-2 against Liverpool, when they had chances and, you know, couldn't convert when it mattered most. And Liverpool, of course, gonna punish you when you don't do that. But yeah, this one, I'm not gonna think too deep into this one. New manager bounce, old manager bounce. I just think Fulham is gonna win this game. I think it's probably a bit tighter than normal though, so I'm gonna say 2-1 to Fulham. But I think Fulham is gonna prove a bit too much for Southampton and their setup that they have going on there. So it's a 3-2 City. 2-2 Ipswich and Castle. And 2-1 Brentford. Alright. Pristine said 3-1 Chelsea. (2-1 Fulham). CK said 2-0. Actually said 3-1. Pristine said 2-0 as well. Gamebird said 3-0. So no love for Southampton. Interim manager bounce. They don't know the interim thing going on. Three 0 Fulham. All right, next up. Leicester and Wolves from the King Power. So we have 14 points and 9 points. So this is a relegation battle now. You know, Wolves needing to get to 12 to basically equal the team in 18th position. But they don't want that gap to get any bigger to safety than it already is. Last time Leicester did the double over them. That was 2 seasons ago when they were in the Premier League. And Wolves recently, you know, apart from that 4-1 over Fulham, have just been losing games, you know, last 4 in a row now. Leicester, a bit more up and down in their form. 2 losses, beat West Ham, drew with Brighton, and then the 4-0 loss last week at St. James Park that they were definitely totally outplayed in that one. So yeah, 2 teams that are definitely struggling. I tend to want to lean towards the home team in these situations, and I'm going to do the same. I do think that Leicester concedes, though, because I think Wolves typically score goals for the most part. And I think that won't be any different tomorrow. So I'm going to say Leicester 2, Wolves 1. Too much dysfunction going on over that side right now. I said the Saints goodly win, but believe me, Richard, I feel like it could have gone still in a coach. Honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-1 Leicester over Wolves though. CK said nil. Not a bad shout. Just don't think either of them defense they can do that. Nick said 2-1 to Fulham. I agree. Fox is 2-1 to Chile. Red Skull said 2-all. Could see that too, Yeah, so that's the best thing them could have done. Somebody asked me who them should get, and I said a Brazilian or a Portuguese. Either one. Just somebody will speak Portuguese. All right, Richard, I add in. So I agree with a lot of people for this one. 2-all. So Richard, you miss 7 of the game them, So you can just either when the show done, you can just drop one long comment with all of them, or you can just drop them one in the chat and me add them in. Either way. Make sure I put mass. I know I'm going to send Fimo on Discord. Pristine 2-all. I got that. Game Bird said 3-2 to Wolves. I said no manager bounce. Float said 2-0 to Fulham. RR Corey drop out. So that is the Leicester Wolves game. I'm gonna go with Leicester getting a 3 points there. All right, so Richard, I start drop it now. 1-all. Villa City. Scoring draw, I agree. Float said 2-all with the Foxes and the Wolves. All right, Float got it. Get the 2-0 for Fulham as well. Yep. Duke said 2-0 to Fulham. All right. Yeah, man. Last week, actually, you notice me not bring it up, Because last week, the whole of way I asked Sweet time to do it, So I'm going to love him and just know, say. So I'm going to use reverse psychology for that one, Bees and Forest 2-all. All right, Richard, I get it. Wolves 2-1. But Duke agree with the new manager bunks. That's Willie Bunks I'm going to get. 2-1. A rude bunks. All right, now. I'm going to go and drop on the score them. And Richard just go and drop them. Me catch them. Last game at 9 o'clock, people. Man U, Bournemouth. It's a very good fixture here, I think, Only 3 points separate the teams. So Man U can make a big jump, When last have you seen Man U in that top 10? Much less top 6. So it's a big, big week. They can really change a lot about their season with this one result. If they can get this victory over Bournemouth at Old Trafford. Big win last week, winning the Manchester Derby at the Etihad. Week before, they had a big loss at Old Trafford. Amarim's first in the Prem. Then they lost 2-0 as well to Arsenal at the Emirates. Big 4-0 over Everton and 1-all with Ipswich. Then Bournemouth definitely been an up and down team. You're not really sure what you're going to get. Lost to Brighton 5 games ago. Beat Wolves 4-2 away from home. Beat Tottenham 1-0 at home. Good result. at Portman Road, tough place. They won 2-1. And they drew 1-1 last week, courtesy of a wicked free kick from Una late. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. The way Bournemouth always in tight games, almost like a Bournemouth draw or a Man U Bournemouth draw, but I think it's going to be not a repeat of the scoreline, but I think the result is going to be a repeat. I think Bournemouth goes and gets the job done, people. I really do. I think the euphoria of the win last week and the ups and downs of the Carabao Cup game, I just feel like it's a good time to be catching them. Bournemouth will be rested. Man U did rotate quite a bit, so I think Amorim did the right thing playing different players, but all right, you know what? I'm not going to go overboard, people. I'm going to say this actually will be a draw. So I'm going to say 1-1, just like last week. 1-1. It's going to be a draw. All right, 1-1 Ipswich Newcastle. 2-1 West Ham and the Seagulls. CK said 2-1 as well. Well, I said 1-1, but CK said 2-1. Could see that too. Red Skull said 2-1 United. Pristine said agree with Skull. I'm telling you, United losing them next match guaranteed. Spurs 4, United 3, I rest my case. 1-1. Yeah, I like the 1-1 Chile. I just feel like the match going draw. 1-1 with the Wolves match, says Nick. All right. 3-0, said Duke. Man say Amorim active this weekend. 3-0. Palace Gunners 1-0, say coach. All right. Me take them 3 points then. I will take it. Yeah, he did. He did rest players. That is true. That's why I never got overboard with the whole resting. But remember, it's different when you don't play at all and you don't travel and you just train. And remember the effort and the emotions of that game. You know what I mean? They just went through a lot more. But let's see. Let's see that to travel to London. Now them going all the way to Bournemouth now. So we'll be traveling too. But let's see still. Fulham 2. No, Fulham 1, Southampton 2. All right, so Edwards, you just missed the Chelsea game. That's all I'm going to get from you. Yeah. Unless you did drop it, I may never catch it. I don't think so, though. Edwards. You came in on a 2-2. And that was Leicester Wolves. Yeah. 2-1. All right, cool. So you're caught up now. Man U Bournemouth. So just missing Nick, Coach, Float, and Game Birds. And then we have the last game. It's at Old Trafford. Yeah, me know it's at Old Trafford. But I don't like that used to be a big deal. It ain't no big deal anymore. Them get 3-0 last year at Old Trafford from the same team. Yeah, man, they'd have the Leicester Wolves one. That was your first comment. I just the Man U Bournemouth one now, coach. And it's home, so they definitely have a point to prove. Yeah. I just think Bournemouth is better than just losing to Man U right now. This version of Man U, I think them going to draw. Yeah, I was almost leaning towards what coach saying, like a 3-1 or 2-love or something. But I think 1-1 is gonna be fair. I think Onana actually do for a decent enough performance. He probably won't give away a goal tomorrow or Sunday, sorry. So that will help them. 2-1 United, say Birds. Alright, so just float now. I not have your one for that one there. All right, the last fixture of the week that we're going to discuss is going to be a big one, people. So at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, North London, first place Liverpool, 36 points, will take on Spurs, 23 points. Of course, Liverpool played one less game, but Spurs are remarkably all the way in 10th, but a plus 17 goal difference, actually the second best goal difference in the entire league. Liverpool and Chelsea on plus 18, Spurs on plus 17. So ridiculous, winning games by a lot, basically. And when they lose 1-0 or 2-1. So that's why their goal difference has ballooned out to that. Last year, this corresponding fixture was a loss for Liverpool 2-1, but we can't really compare last year's Liverpool to this. Definitely a different animal. But if you look at Liverpool's recent fixtures compared to the beginning, you can see that maybe we're getting to some kind of wobbling point. They have 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5. The 2 draws coming in their most recent games. Spurs definitely have some good results there. The 4-0 win at the Etihad, 5-0 win away to Southampton. Tough 4-3 to Chelsea when they had the lead and gave that up. 1-0 away to Bournemouth and 1-1 at home to Fulham. So yeah, Tottenham, it just depends which Tottenham shows up on the day, people. It's really nothing more to it. Liverpool, when you look at their lineup last week, I was wondering what they would do up front. He did decide to play Diaz through the middle, Gakpo left, Salah right. I think they don't really necessarily have to do that this week. Of course, they'll have the likes of Jota available. Whether he starts from the start, that will be another question. We saw Case, I get some game time in the Carabao Cup, look pretty sharp as well. So yeah, how much rotation does the coach do? Salah has pretty much played all the time. Does he finally give him a break? Doubt it. I think Salah will play. But the big questions, I think, will be, how does he fill out the rest of that front three? Is it Jota through the middle? Does he go back for Nunes through the middle? Does he play? I know Gakpo won't play through the middle. He only sees him as a left player. Does he start Diaz through the middle though, or Jota? That will be the big question. Or does he start Diaz left, play Jota through the middle? That's another question. In midfield, we know that Endo got some game time in the Carabao Cup. Harvey Elliott, I think we'll go back to the main starters in midfield more than likely. I know McAllister should be back after serving his suspension last week, so yeah, he should be back in the lineup. It's just a question of, does Curtis sacrifice or does Domo? That is the question. Then Robertson on a red card. Tsimikas played in the Carabao Cup. Is he fit enough to get a start again? Or do they have to shuffle the deck a bit, maybe play a Joe Gomez at left back and, start Kwanzaa with Van Dijk? Those are the questions that we're going to need answered. But based on what Slot has been doing so far this season, I think it will be Trent. I think it will be Tsimikas, Van Dijk and Gomez in the center. So that's what I think he'll go for. But maybe the Liverpool fans in the chat think something different. Now, as far as Tottenham are concerned, coach made quite a bit of changes, I thought, to the lineup, even though Man U fans were telling me that it's the A-team. Fraser Forster ain't an A-team player. Neither is Dragusin. Neither is Archie Gray. So basically, the keeper and the 2 centre-backs are like not anywhere near who needs to be playing for this team. I think the big question will be, does Jed Spence keep his place? Udogie and Pedro Porro are both fully fit now. So what does the coach do? Does he go with the player who has been producing a lot lately? Or does he go with the tried and trusted Udogie and Pedro Porro? That will be one to watch for tomorrow. Son did play in the Carabao Cup. Brennan Johnson came off the bench. So maybe it's a case where he was just saving Johnson to play from the start in this one. Solanke did score in the Carabao Cup. Expect him to start as well up front. And then the midfield will be what you'll want to see. He went with Sarr and my boy, the name Bissouma in midfield. But they did put in a lot of running in that game. The only thing saving them maybe with the Sunday kickoff, maybe they have that extra day. So let's see. Liverpool did play on the Wednesday though, so there is that advantage for Liverpool there. And I think Tottenham, didn't really have as much options in terms of playing second string players. They would have been playing nothing but kids if they decided to do that. So, I think Man U fans, when they were analyzing what the squad was that Tottenham used, they really weren't thinking about the injuries that they have, and that's probably why there weren't many changes. The changes just would have been who? Alfie Dorrington and Mason King and Malachi Hardy. Who are these people? Right? So they couldn't afford to play Man U, because even when Man U made their subs and their second players, these players are still like professional level players, Yeah, they might not be very good, but they are, at a certain level that the Tottenham youngsters are not at. So, yeah, I think, United fans conveniently just disregarded that they have so many injuries, and that's why the team looked the way it looked. But anyway, this game is what we're here to talk about, the Tottenham-Liverpool game. So, after all those things that I have just mentioned, what do you guys think the score will be? Before I pull up the comment section, I don't want to get clouded. Now, of course, I'm a rival of Liverpool right now. So I would love for them to drop points, people. Tottenham is the team that I hate more than any other team. So what do I do? When I can't use bad mind or bias, I have to just base it on the football. And I think because Tottenham was able to get that result in front of their fans, they will be very, very up for this fixture. And even though they're a club that don't win anything, I don't think it's really the cause of their fans. I think their fans do provide a very good atmosphere in their stadium. And I think they will do the same. So I think Liverpool's run of draws continues. And I think it's a scoring draw. So I'm gonna say another Desmond 2-2. So that's my third Desmond of the week. Liverpool and Tottenham to draw 2-2. Let's see what the people them think. CK said 3-2 to the Spuds. Float dropped the Bournemouth score, which is 2-1 to Bournemouth. That's the most Spurs stat ever. 2-0 to Liverpool, says ever clean, pristine. Spurs 2, Pool 2, says hot chili. 3-1 to Pool, says float. Bro, painful for say, but this time I hope for draw or lose from Liverpool, but it's Tottenham. Yo, for real, just don't play Forster. Don't it? Yeah, but I feel like they're going to pull out a draw, brother, because Spurs is the most Spursy thing to play, like the hard teams, difficult, and then next week when them have a soup team or something, them just lose. Yeah, man, Fraudster move like a madman for real, brother. Game Bird said 3-1 to Liverpool. Red Skull said 3-all backside. A classic. Duke said 1-0. I think the Liverpool defense will keep no clean sheet, They say them dead. 2-1. All right, few one. Nothing wrong with that. All right, people. Well, anybody that wasn't here to participate in the predictions, you know it go. After the video, just drop them in the comment section. I will add them into the list, and you will make either the good side of the standings or you'll be down there with the donkeys. It's up to you how you pick. All right. And it's up to the football gods as well, man. Stop make some madness go on every week, no, man. Make people think so we're not no sense. Some mad results. We've been having to predict some craziness, man. All right, so let me just take a look at the table, because like for us taking the table week to week, see what go on. So just in case you forgot what this look like right now, I know I just gave you the individual of some of the teams when they play each other. But this is the full table. Relegation zone looking like that. Ipswich, Wolves, and Southampton down there. And you have Leicester, Everton, Crystal Palace all separated by 3 points right there from 15th to 17th. Now, a little bit of a jump to 14th, 19th as West Ham, and they're all alone right there in 14th. Then 13th, you have Man U with 22. This is where it gets really tight. 13th all the way up to, what's that, 6th, separated by a total of 3 points. So Man U in 13th and 22, Bournemouth in 6th and 25. So a lot of movement can happen based on the results this weekend. You know, a club like Man U jumping all the way up to 6 if results go their way. Bournemouth, you know, if results go bad around them and other teams win or get draws, they can go from 6 all the way down to 11th, 12th place, just depending on what goes on around them, right? City on 27 points after all that bad start. They're only 3 points off Arsenal. So if Arsenal don't get a positive result or lose that game and City win, they'll be level on points with City, which is crazy to think after the start and the games and run of form that they have had. Forest, though, the surprise unit, I think, of the season, as well as Chelsea, to be honest. Didn't really think Chelsea would be so close in terms of pushing for a title in this, basically their second year of this whole project that they've been doing, first under this manager, right? So definitely kudos to him. I still think, you know, first part of the season, I would definitely give him just a slight edge for the manager of the season so far. And then Liverpool, of course, in first with the game in hand, a 2-point lead right now over Chelsea. But Chelsea, of course, have the opportunity to tie them at least on points. And if they were to win and Liverpool drew, for example, the fact that the goal differences are the same, definitely on 37 points, Chelsea would be in first place on goal difference. Of course, Liverpool will still have the game in hand, but who cares about that? You just look at who's at the top of the table each week. So, yeah, crazy week end ahead. Teams can definitely make some moves. I think Wolves manager under pressure right at the start. Such a big game against a team like Leicester, so close to them. Definitely don't want to get to the situation where, you know, you're 5, 6, 7 points from safety, you know, right now in the season. So definitely he's coming in at a very tough situation. Honestly, bad timing for a coach to take the job right there. But hey, you know, I'm sure he's happy for the opportunity. But that's pretty much it for the table, people. Now let's just take a quick look at the fantasy. I think I have my team set up for tomorrow. Let's see. Well, no, I will not show anything because some of my opponents are here. They can just guess what I'm gonna do. But this is my table in one of the leagues. This is like a lot of my family and stuff. So yeah, this is me in first. I have a nice little cushion, about 50 odd points right now. Tower LFC, my cousin, right there in second. Had a good week last week, 61. Yeah, so nice little cushion. Then the other draft league I'm in, I am Pickpocket FC. This is some good brethren of mine from a long time. And I have an even bigger lead in this one right now. So about 70 odd, 51. Yeah, so nice little cushion in the two leagues that I'm in. That's very nice. And then in the fantasy, this is obviously the original fantasy game where you have your budget and you have your 100 million for spend. I'm only in one league in this one that I'm actually joined in. Right now I'm at 8,000 in the USA. So at one point I did get up to like, I think top 5,000. And then yeah, I've been dropping in the last couple of weeks. But still hanging on to first place in this one, but it's a lot tighter. Biggs G, friend of the channel, also here as well. Just at what 9-point lead over him right now. So yeah, very close, very close. Demo, friend of the channel as well, in fourth. Glover and Fabi Frano as well. Yeah, man. So a lot of the people, Duke, all the way down in a 9th place. Duke I try to reach Europe, but him stuck down there. So yeah, need to try to stay in first everywhere, people. That would be quite a feat if I could pull off the what you call it now, the treble. So yeah, we are go for the treble people in a fantasy, you know? Yeah, man. I go for the treble in a fantasy people, but you don't know, but I go show on my side because people are going, you know, take all of my ideas them. So I'm not gonna do that, people. But yeah, we saw, as I said, we anybody that watched the Carabao Cup, we saw the fixtures and everything. So the draw came out. So Tottenham will be facing Liverpool in the semi-final, and Arsenal will face Newcastle. So yeah, spicy finals could potentially arrive. You know, pretty much all four teams decent. So, you know, won't be a bad final after these semi-finals. But, you know, I think most neutrals would probably be looking at it and saying, okay, hopefully Arsenal and Liverpool can make it to the final to give us a nice, proper Carabao Cup final. And hopefully by then, when that final would roll around, you know, Arsenal would have cut into that lead a bit more. And it's like a title challengers get to play each other in the finals. That would be kind of nice. So Newcastle and Tottenham do the right thing. You know, let the better teams just win the damn semi-final them, so we can get the final with the people them want to see. Yeah. So that week is our mad week. I know we have Man City. The only good thing is I think all of these games are at home, if I'm not mistaken. So let me look. I was looking earlier today at when these games were gonna drop to, you know. And I was like, all right, well, could have worse. We could have trips to City and trips to someone else around that, but it's not really that. So let's see. Let me show you guys what I have look on. It can't be February 4 though, just 2 days. Nah man, them wouldn't be so wicked for that. 2 days. I remember 1 year that they reached Liverpool, you know. Alright, so we have so means that like right here, so is when things getting mad. So we have New Year's Day, we have Brentford away. That's already a madness. Then we have Brighton away. We need revenge on them boy. Then we have Newcastle first leg, right? On the 8th. Then we have, and we host the first leg. Then we have Man U at home in the FA Cup on that weekend. Then midweek we have Spurs traveling to us. We have Villa traveling to us. Then we have to host Dinamo, go to Wolves, go to Girona, forward block after that Champions League. Then we have Man City at home weekend, and then the following game I think is the 5th. Okay, so I was about to say, brother, them give it the 4th. So it's the 5th. Red Skull. We play the return leg against Newcastle. Then we have Leicester, West Ham. That's not so bad after that. That's not too bad. And somewhere in there, I would think Champions League knockout somewhere around here, so somewhere. So yeah, that will be added in as well. And then if we reach the final of the EFL Cup, that will have to be played sometime in March. So yeah, there's potentially a whole bunch of games, but hopefully we have the full complement of the player them. We can actually, you know, sort out everything. One thing we don't want to look on people. For the week last week, Gabriel get in there, Lewis Hall, Muric, Milenkovic, Jed Spence, as me did mention, Sar, Elliot Anderson, Son, Madison, Sar again. So 2 Sar make it, and then Isak up front. But what we don't want to show you people is this. So these are the top players based on rating so far this year in the Prem. Bukayo Saka lead the way. Salah on his heels, Palmer. That make perfect sense. Saka, Salah, Palmer. Son, wouldn't have thought Son is so high, but 7.63 doing really well. Mateus Cunha, off of one of the worst teams, but one of the best players. James Madison, maybe the coach will give you more game because you've been up there as well. Mark Flecken doing really well. He's the highest rated goalkeeper so far. And you have Vardial, who's having a lot of bad performances according to a lot, but still getting good scores in the ratings. Brian Mbeumo in the top 9, in the top 10, and then Bruno around out the top 10, kind of tied with Dwight McNeil there. So those are the top 10 based on ratings or sofa score ratings so far this season. Anything surprise you there, like players that you'd have thought, what? I mean, the one that jumped out to me when I was looking at this earlier today was Vardial, just based on like, he's made a lot of mistakes, but I think what's saving him is he's getting a lot of goals, and a lot of times in scores or ratings, they can be inflated when you're a defender and you get a lot of goal scoring actions. So I think that's what's kind of boosting his score up as well. But I was surprised he was so high up. But again, there was a stretch of the season when City was winning, and I think during that stretch he was really good. So I think that's really what's helping him out as well. Yeah, but that is based on sofa scores ratings per match. That's the top 10 players. The top three, though, definitely I think true to form. Saka, Salah, and Palmer. I think they have been the three best players in terms of in an attacking sense so far this season. So it does make sense to see them at the top of the ratings as well. All right, people. But yes, those are just a couple of things that I found interesting earlier today that I wanted to come across and tell you guys about. So yeah. Madison, I missed the semifinal first leg. Yeah, I saw that. So there's like a certain amount of yellows you get in the cup that make you suspend. Because I saw expression saying that on his watch along, and I was thinking like I never know that. Watch Haaland get 4 goals at Everton and jump to 5. maybe still, maybe still. Yeah, speaking of goals, I think when name pass him, I think Salah pass him, if I'm not mistaken, I'm almost certain that Salah pass him. So where's the stats now? Stats. Taking goal. Okay, 2 yellow card, yeah. Yeah, DJ Gigs. DJ Gigs, I'm already injured. Cause Luton played today, must even on the bench. I'm not certain on the. I just checked to see if he played and how he played. I didn't get a chance to watch any football today, but it was on Paramount Plus, so I can always watch the replay, but I probably won't because he didn't play. But yeah, he wasn't on the bench. So something is going on with him. I need to do some research. I missed out this week on any kind of reggae boys or reggae girls or Jamaica roundup just because Christmas time people, time just wasn't there this week for do that show this. So but just want to make sure I never skip out my routine for the EPL. I'm gonna try my best through the festive period for have my preview and review show throughout, but we might have a community tab one of them week because the turnaround and I may do some traveling and things. So just depend on when we reach my destination. If it conducive to do some coverage, then I will. But if not, then I just community tab it and we just kind of do it that way there for this little what you call it, Boxing Day and New Year's type of time. I never followed with the regular, but we're not gonna say for sure. We're not gonna say for sure. I watched Mothersill team when I did saw him in the squad. Okay. Yeah. I know Malik played today. I saw his rating wasn't so high, but I still want to watch a game because sometimes, I might have missed a few things I would want to see. So it's in my queue for watch. So I mean definitely try watch it. If I can't see the whole, like me definitely watch an extended highlight on it or something. All are not even scoring and he's still top. Yeah. I'm not scoring a while. Okay. You say you watch Mothersill team when you saw that Bell wasn't in the squad. Okay, me over so yes, I know DJ Gigs. Yeah. We see Sifa score again earlier this week, which is nice. Playing through the middle again, came off the bench and got a goal. So big ups to Cephas. But yeah, this is the goal scoring chart right here. Salah now equal on 13, Haaland 13, Palmer all the way up to 11 now, and Boomer on 10, Wood on why? Chris on 10, Wissa on 9, so 19 goals between the two Brentford strikers. That's big. 9 goals for Jackson. So Jackson and Palmer with 20, and Mbuma and Wissa with 19. So I think those are the biggest tandem scoring there, unless there's a Liverpool player. No Liverpool player with more than 7 or 6. So Diaz gone 18 with Salah. Interesting. But Chris Wood are doing thing. Then you have assists. Saka gone 10, Salah gone 9. So Salah definitely leading the goals and assist charts now by a good portion. I think Saka gone 15, Kolepi gone 17. But Salah gone 13 and 9, 22. So I'm going to lead that by far now. Goals and assists. Yeah, 22, 17, 15. So yeah, those 3 players are all up there in all the positive statistics attacking wise. It's a stat I always like to see. Big chance miss. So Ali Watkins a lead that. But Haaland could have gone enough more goal. Salah could have gone enough more goal too. Cole could have gone enough more goal too. Madueke 10. Damn. Jackson 8. Havertz 8. Martinelli could have been better. Yeah, man. Jota missed 5 and him barely play. Big chance created. Wow. Saka with a big lead there. 19, 12, 12, 10. 10. Wow. Yeah, man, people. Nice to look through the stats, them, star. I like for just go through them sometime. But earlier today, they go through all of them. Yeah, man. Nice. But anyway, people, when I don't know, yeah, man, CK, me deserve that one there. Me deserve that one there big time, brother. It's unfortunate Ankara got relegated last season. Cephas is better than the second tier. Also, Ankara is very inconsistent. Yeah, every time I look at it, look like them are gonna make a run in at the table. Them just kind of drop some point here or there. And you know, to be honest, Daniel Johnson team look like them more consistent and want to really go up in the first year. I think they're in what, 3rd now. The team was bad, not only just Mothersill scoring the game. Yeah. Yeah, they got whooped, and that's Bibi's son team, Stockport, but he wasn't in the squad today. But yeah, man, people, I hate that, you know. I get some rest, people. Tomorrow is another day. Back in the Gideon for the Christmas, still have some last minute things to sort out. So I'll be very busy again tomorrow. But I will be back, people, Sunday night. We'll do a nice review show Sunday night. We'll recap all 10 fixtures, talk about the main talking points. Hopefully, no referee need to get put on trial. And yeah, we'll be back to also bring the results of the predictions as well. So if you haven't taken part in all of the games, if you dropped a score here or there but you never finished, go ahead in the comment section and just drop all 10 of your scores. I'll make sure it makes the big list, and hopefully you can take home the trophy of prediction king or queen for the week. All right, people, and avoid finishing in last place when you'll be on screen seen in the form of a donkey eating some grass. All right, people. Well, big up on yourself. Thanks again for the support. Everybody that tuned in at any point tonight, I really greatly appreciate it. Make sure to smash the like button if you're watching this on the replay, the rewatch. If you're just watching a piece of the video, just like the content, people. Like the content, share the content, subscribe. See? Yeah, man. Respect again. Jason Gooner, clean as a whistle for the Christmas. You don't know. I the girl. You see me? Yeah, man, I have to make sure I wear this everywhere because girl just run up on me like say, I don't know what go on, bro. But anyway, people, such is life. You know, not everybody can have them thing that reach them. So just give thanks, say, yeah, man. But anyway, big up on yourself, people. Again, it's my pleasure to bring this content to you. A full joy talking about football. If you can't tell, just my thing, my life to do it. See? So we're going to continue and we're going to make it grow over time. But everything takes time, people. And I am not afraid of working. So I'm going to put in the work and prove to the people this is a program worth watching. So let's share the content around people. Let more people know. That's the goal. All right, people. But big up on yourself. Thanks again for the support. I am Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And until Sunday, when we drop the review show, Come on, you bumbuckler gooners. Let's go. Big up on yourself. Blessing. Red Skull. Out and bad. Hide your girl.